Before we do our final award, I want to take a moment to thank the people who made tonight possible very quickly. Our major sponsors, Inland Hospital and Central Maine Motors Auto Group, our reception sponsors, Peachy Builders and Hool's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. I want to thank our video sponsor, Oxford Networks. I want to thank Tanya, our photographer, and Christian Savage and Patricia Mishu for their work writing and putting these wonderful bios together, creating the video presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Morning Sentinel for the articles that they ran and for the framed articles that we're presenting tonight. And I also want to thank Roger Gagne of WABI TV and Tanya for recording the audio on our video. I also want to thank Roger for taking over Gary's light duty so that he doesn't have to do both. Thank you to Nicole Desjardins. Nicole is from the Hampton Inn and she's chairing tonight's event, and she also helped us seat people. Thank you to Jean Conway from Kennebec Federal, who also helped us seat people, and to CATV's Channel 7 and 11 in the greater Fairfield area for taping and rebroadcasting tonight's festivities. Thank you again to the Waterville Elks and the fantastic wait staff here for another fine dinner. And of course, there's all the behind-the-scenes coordination, and for that I give a huge thank you to my colleagues in the office, Patricia, Christian, and Tanya, for their orchestration and facilitation of this fabulous award ceremony. Now to conclude tonight's celebration, we're going to do our final presentation, which is the Distinguished Community Service Award. It's sponsored by Colby College. Colby actually doubled their contribution tonight for this sponsorship in order to present $500 to the Isaiah Scholarship Fund, which is this big check over here. So Brian Clark, if you're still here at the end, if you'd come up so I can get a picture for the Facebook. So to win this award, you must be over 25 years of age. You must have been involved with the betterment of the community for at least 10 years. You must have demonstrated community leadership. You have to be credited with no fewer than 3 areas of community service. You must have initiated creativity. Must have demonstrated resourcefulness, and you must have demonstrated unselfishness towards the economic betterment of the Mid-Maine area.
Lucille Zelinkowicz was born in Waterville and graduated from Waterville High School in 1961. She began working at Federal Trust Company while still in high school. Lucille says she enjoyed the banking industry very much and was hired on full-time upon graduating and continued her education at Thomas College. She now has been in banking for over 50 years. Lucille has always been pleasant to be around, with her one-of-a-kind smile and laugh, which came to fruition as she was promoted to Federal Trust's first-ever Customer Services Officer in 1976. Her hard work and promotions did not stop there, as she was promoted to Assistant Vice President and eventually to Vice President, where she supervised 36 branches in Maine. The bank changed hands and affiliation over the years, but one thing was constant: Lucille. Her leadership was not only displayed in her professional life, but also within her community. She began teaching other banking professionals in Maine via the American Institute of Banking and held nearly every executive position there, including state district leader for Maine at AIB. Lucille has always kept herself busy, but that didn't stop her from investing in her biggest asset, her family. Lucille married Felix Zelinkowicz, and they raised their 2 children together, a daughter, Melissa, and son, Christopher, in Winslow. Lucille had always enjoyed volunteering, but her efforts intensified after having children, citing she always wanted to make the community her kids grew up in even better. She's done just that. Lucille's volunteerism has spanned over 50 years, and she has been part of countless nonprofits in the community. Some include 6 years on the United Way of Mid-Maine Board, co-chairing the Humane Society of Waterville's capital campaign, Maine General Medical Center's capital campaign for the Harold Alfond Cancer Center, 9 years on the Kennebec Valley Mental Health Board, 6 years on the board at Kennebec Behavioral Health, committee and board involvement for the Maine Children's Home for Little Wanderers, a member of the Waterville Rotary since 1994, and she has been an annual bell ringer for the Salvation Army. Lucille has been a staple at the Alphon Youth Center for decades, serving on its board for 9 years and numerous committees. She played a major role in the merger of the organizations, as well as the capital campaign to build the new Alphon Youth Center on North Street. Her continued support did not go unnoticed as she received the Outstanding Achievement Award and eventually was inducted into the Boys and Girls Club and YMCA's Hall of Fame in 2007. Lucille has been involved with the American Heart Association. Lucille's mission was a personal one, as her father had heart problems and eventually passed away from a heart attack. As with everything she does, her involvement was full and passionate. She volunteered with the AHA for years and was awarded its highest honor with the Gold Heart Award. Lucille's community involvement does not stop with nonprofits. She's always been a part of the region's business associations as well. These include the Waterville In-Town Association, Waterville Main Street Board, Central Maine Growth Council Board, and committee member at First Park, just to name a few. Lucille has served as a board member and committee member of the Mid-Maine Chamber of Commerce for years and has always been a dedicated volunteer at the Chamber, claims Chamber President and CEO Kim Linloff. Lucille attends almost every event we put on and is always dressed to the nine. Her smile and laugh is infectious, and she always is just a pure joy to be around, says Linloff. Don't let her fool you. This busy bee does enjoy her limited time off. Lucille and Felix enjoy traveling with family and friends, taking cruises and traveling to the Caribbean and Florida. Snowmobiling used to be a constant for the couple, but Lucille claims to have replaced that with shopping. Snowmobiling is expensive, claims Lucille. Felix heads north and I head south to shop, she laughs. Her hobbies include skiing, sewing, reading, and gardening in her many flower gardens. Lucille enjoys time with family, friends, and her pets. After 42 years of banking, Lucille retired in 2003 from Bank of America. Retirement lasted all of 6 months. Lucille came back with a vengeance and joined Merrill Bank as its new Vice President and Business Development Officer. Her mission was to determine if the current branch on Elm Street could become a full-service branch. With Lucille's hard work, the branch did just that and quickly outgrew its space. Merrill eventually expanded to Upper Main Street in Waterville and is now People's United Bank and is also where she calls work home today. Lucille's devotion to work and her community has been recognized by several awards. Some include Businesswoman of the Year from the Waterville Professional Women's Association, the President's Award for Civic Leadership from Fleet Bank, 2007 Manager of the Year from Merrill Bank, 2010 Northern Maine Volunteer of the Year from People's United Bank, the John T. Thayer Community Service of the Year Award, and now tonight's Lifetime Achievement Award. Lucille encourages others to volunteer. Volunteerism is very gratifying. However, she warns, people should not just join an organization for the sake of saying they belong. Rather, they should join organizations that they really believe in and then actively participate in the organization's projects. You give back the satisfaction of knowing you are helping others. One does not have to question if the decades of giving back has been worth it to Lucille. The smile on her face says it all. Please join us in recognizing one of our community's most prized treasures and the 2014 Distinguished Community Service recipient, Lucille Zelinkowicz.
I just want to say one thing. Did you notice through her career, there was a lot of named banks? She will outlast them all.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Governor LePage, for being here this evening. He told me he'd show up, but, you know, I had reservations. I know how busy he is, so thank you again. Well, just feel fortunate that I'm not going to talk about my 54 years in banking, because you would be here forever. But in any event, wow, this just feels like the Academy Awards, basically. But I'm not able to sing. I can't sing, and you don't want to hear me sing. And I'm not really a good actor or actress. But one thing I can do is I can volunteer, and that's what I have done over many years of my career in banking, and I've always enjoyed the volunteering aspect of it. I'm very humbled tonight in receiving this award, particularly as I look at the recipients of previous years. You look at John and Jackie Dalton, Scott Bullock, Doug and Rita Sukfort, and many, many more who have received this award. Again, I am very, very pleased in receiving this award. When I received the call from Kim, I was sitting at my desk and she's telling me about receiving this award, and I'm going, why me, you know? And I think that's the same reaction that most of us got when we heard that we were receiving these awards this evening. I was actually shocked, but once I had the time to think about the award, I definitely was happy and very, very pleased with the recognition tonight. I have, as many of you know, volunteered to help different organizations during most of my banking career. Some of these were close to my heart, which was basically the American Heart Association, because of my dad's having a heart attack and dying at the age of 57. So when I was asked to work and serve on the board for the Heart Association, I was very anxious to do that. And then the Kennebec Valley Behavioral Health, I mean, that's an organization that I served on 2 different terms of 9 years. And again, I had a sister who died at the age of 14. She had Down syndrome, and she actually went to school through the Kennebec Behavioral Health. And that's an organization that, again, was very close to my heart. The Alphon Youth Center, I mean, it's got to be close to everyone's heart, you know, the children, what we can do for the children, and what the Alphon Youth Center does for all of the children. It was trying years, though, serving on that board as we actually combined 2 organizations together, which was the YMCA and the Waterville Boys Club and Girls Club. I used to go to the YMCA for years when I was much younger, and you know, the dances that they had, it was such a fun place to go to. So again, that's another organization that I was very, very involved in and wanted to be. The other organization that I got very involved in as a nonprofit was the Humane Society. I really love animals. And when they approached me to do the fundraising for the capital campaign to build a new shelter, I quickly agreed to do that, and it came to fruition, and it's a great shelter. And again, as I said, I just love animals, and that was one of the reasons that I did this. So all of these organizations, whether they were the nonprofits or civic organizations, I did it because I felt in my heart that that's what I wanted to do. Of course, this award would not have been possible without the support of my husband, Felix, my daughter, Melissa, and my son, Chris. They have always, always supported me in all of my endeavors, whether it was in banking, in doing the, charity work. They've always been there for me. And hopefully I've been there for them also. People's United Bank, where I'm currently employed. Again, as I said, after working for many, many banks, they have always supported my endeavors in giving me the time to really be involved in all of these boards and community aspects that I wanted to be involved in. I want to say thanks to a certain person at People's United Bank, and that is Lynn Spooner, Senior VP for People's United Bank, because she actually is the individual that really encourages, I think, all of the staff at People's United Bank to go out there and volunteer. And whether, it doesn't matter which community you belong to, she really, encourages us to volunteer. So thank you, Lynn, for that. I know I'm the last speaker, so I'll make this very short and sweet, but I would remiss if I did not say thank you again to Governor LePage. I believe he's already left, but taking time out of his busy schedule to be here this evening with all of us. He's still out back. Oh, okay. Thank you, Paul. Also, I want to say thank you to Kim, the chamber staff, the directors of the chamber. Again, thank you so much for this award. And I also would like to take the opportunity to congratulate tonight all of the award recipients. You all are so deserving of these awards tonight. Thank you all. It's been an evening that I will cherish forever. Thank you.
Is Michael Cole still here? There you are. Stay standing, Michael. Michael Cole owns Catharsis Media, which did the video that that Jeff played earlier, and I just wanted to say thank you for all the time and extra work you put into that. It was very well done. And again, thanks to all of you for being here, for our sponsors and everybody who made tonight possible. Thank you to our board of directors, chamber volunteers and staff, and to you, our members, for your steadfast support of the chamber. Please drive safely and have a great evening.